All right. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Ying Meets Yang of Gaming. Today we have a guest. We have Kenny from the channel Watch Kenny Die. If you're interested in his content, his link is in our description below. Kenny,
Yo, yo,
welcome to the
yo.
show. How are you
Yo,
doing
what's
this five
poppin'? What's
day?
poppin', Bunny? Bunny, I'm chilling. I'm having a great day. It's smoked out in California. Perfect day to stay at home and play games all day. Best time ever for me. Corona plus the smoke means a lot of gaming. So I'm chilling right now. I'm just chilling, having a lovely Sunday.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then, we have my typical co host here. We have Project Storm. And am I even live?
Yes, you are, cause
Cool.
Jamal just showed up. Anytime Jamal shows up, you know we good.
All right. So we also have my buddy here, Project Storm. Storm, how has your week been since last week? Even
A
though I
whole lot
did
of
just saw you on Wednesday.
yeah, but it's all good. And you saw me on Saturday too, cause you stopped by and showed some love on the SML podcast every Saturday at
Yes.
noon. PNTS Network is the site. That's where we go. That's where you can find more about content at, and other content creators like me and Snow Bunny out here doing this thing for the network. But I've been on a lot of games though, Bunny. Whole lot of games. Been dropping some content here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like Stadia content, Xbox content. I've been all PC, man. I just made a video about Flight Sim, the landing challenge on Flight Sim. I've been doing it all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been so busy that I haven't retweeted the. I haven't even tweeted out the show yet. So let me do that right now as you're thinking.
Yes, yes. Hey Jamal, how are you? Thank you again for showing up. Hey Devin, how you doing this evening, Hyperfane Gaming? Today's topic is upcoming games that we are excited for that's coming out. They may drop this year, they may drop next year, or they may be in the distant future. They may be on Switch, they may be on Stadia, maybe on Xbox, maybe on PlayStation. It's whatever games we see that's interesting to us that is coming out. All right, so let's get this tweeted out. And Kenny, could you please tweet this out also for me? Or are you even on Twitter?
Is he still here? Did we lose Kenny? Kenny, you there?
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. Yo, so I'm right here. So check this out. I am on Twitter. I'm on two different profiles. And if I gave you my main Twitter, Watch Kenny Die profile, I couldn't reach anybody. But let's just go ahead and send it to Kenny UX. If that
Um,
comes up, check for
Oh, well,
that.
you could
Check
just
to see if
tweet or
Kenny
retweet
UX
it from
comes
straight
up.
from YouTube, my brother, right on there. Just hit the
yeah,
share link
Got
if
you.
you have it
Boom.
linked up. But don't worry about it if you don't. We always
nah,
get
yeah,
you
Gotcha.
set.
yeah.
I'll definitely tweet that back out though.
All right.
And you can find me on at Snowbunny Game. No, at Snowbunny426 on Twitter. Let's see here. We
Yeah, and while you're
live.
thinking, you can find me at the Nephophiliac, which means someone who loves clouds. That is TheNephophiliac, the Nephophiliac. I wanted to be original, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This cloud gaming movement. I had to do it. You know what I mean? Most people might not be able to spell it, but anyway, shout out to Hyperfane Gaming. What's going on, PNTS family?
Hey Peach, what's up, my girl? What's up? What's up?
Peach. Shit, I'm
What's
And
knocking my
poppin',
cup
Peach?
over.
Oh, yo, so I just actually peeped what you said. My bad. You can check me out on Twitter at Kenny Ferris. That's KennyFarris.
all right, let me look you up here because I am about to add you.
There
And
you
we're
go.
about to get live, y'all.
All
Y'all
right.
know how we do it. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, and the game today is going to be Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I suck at this game, but it is a fun game to play.
Yeah.
And fun fact for you, because I know you already know this, Kenny, but fun fact for you, Storm, this game is actually a port of the Monster Hunter game from the 3DS Double X from Japan.
Whoa, okay.
Yes,
Yep. First
so
time we got in the U.S. out here.
yes. And let me
Well,
cut that
great.
down.
Now, Bunny, if you hop on the Xbox, I'll show you around a little bit of the Monster Hunter world. I don't know
Oh,
if you've been.
I only have a Switch. I've switched
Oh,
in a
gotcha,
PC.
gotcha. You can hop
That's a
on.
long story, I'm sure. That's a long story.
I
You
know,
know what I
right?
mean?
Hey, because the thing is, to be real, Not like only having a Switch. I don't know if I could actually live like that, but I love my Switch. I like my Switch more than my Xbox and my PlayStation. So, you know, I mean,
Man, you
Oh,
got
I
yeah,
only usually own one console a generation because nine times out of ten, I barely have time to play my Switch.
and that actually that's a problem I suffer from on the regular. Is
Mm-hmm.
having a bunch of games I don't have enough time to play. I just have
Exactly.
we got
my
Phantom Kraken in the building, y'all. Phantom Kraken.
Hello,
like,
Johansel. How are you doing today? And you might hear a kitty purring because my cat is up here with us. And I don't. Yeah, she loves to come and join in. And this game, like I said, World. From what I heard, they made World a little easier to play.
I think World might be a little bit easier. It's definitely more catered towards they're definitely trying to hit a wider audience. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think World is a little bit easier to play. Whereas the original Monster Hunter games, which is how that game plays, it plays like, the original Monster Hunter more so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely so.
And I don't know if World has caught up with the amount of monsters that was in this game
I'm not
yet.
sure. I think they have different monsters. In World, there's a lot of monsters, though. I mean,
No, but I
like World,
remember when it would. I remember when it released. It released with less monsters than what
yeah,
Generations
definitely,
Ultimate had. So I don't know if they've
definitely
ever
so.
caught up or not.
They have so many DLCs. Now we got the Iceborne DLC, and Iceborne. I mean, they have so many not DLCs, but so many new monsters have been added to the game. And we have the Iceborne DLC, and the Iceborne
Yes.
DLC gives you access to a whole new world. I mean, once you get there, you just won't be anywhere else. So that's
Wait a
pretty much
minute.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kenny man.
No.
Yo, this is not the Switch, is it?
Yes.
Is
This
this
is the
Switch
Switch.
gameplay?
Switch
Yes.
game right here.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
And this is the um, port of the Japanese version of Double Cross that was on the 3DS.
You ever heard of that one, Kenny? Because I told you, Bunny's knowledge goes way deep. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
this one
Vast.
he mentioned that this was the first. This is the first time that this one has the first time that Double Cross came to the U.S. or North America is in this form of this game on the Switch.
Wow. It looks pretty dope. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know
Uh
what I'm
huh.
saying?
I'm gonna just
It
start
really does. And
and just
I am more intrigued, Bunny, by these graphics. I'm not even gonna play with you. When I say now Kenny knows. He knows. We've been knowing each other for like 15 years. We've been gaming hard every year. Well, I did take a hiatus for a couple years to get away from everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I went
man, you
PC.
definitely
I went
opened the hype,
PC, Bunny.
bro.
You know what I mean? I went full time PC for like a couple years, right? And when I came
mhm.
back, we linked back up. You know what I'm saying on the PS4 and the Xbox One. But
Mhm.
this dude knows. He knows I was not looking for no Switch. This dude right here, we're talking Animal Crossing, everything that you love. Him and others, I'm surrounded by them.
AC.
I know.
You in the AC?
Huh?
Who, me?
Are you in the AC, Money?
Oh,
Animal Crossing.
I got like 720 some hours into it.
Yeah. Yo, how much were your turnip selling for this morning?
I didn't even look because because of my work schedule. I've gotten like a 5-level island and I've gotten tons of bells. I stopped buying turnips a while ago.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, see, I'm still kind of poor. I stopped playing a couple weeks ago, and I stopped looking for turnips, so I'm kind of broke right now. And I've just like usually what I do now is every day I'll turn on and look for the money pit so I can get a new money tree and
Mhm.
just
Well, right now, have you been doing deep sea diving?
yeah, I'll be diving. I'll be out there on the sea.
I mean, literally, my mom started playing because my mom bought a Switch just to play Animal Crossing.
Good idea.
And she's gotten like 400 hours into it.
Wow.
And I helped her out by giving her a bunch of bells and stuff like her house loans and things like that. But now she makes sure when she goes in and plays, she deep sea dives. She'll clear all her bag space. She'll deep sea dive, get roughly about 100,000 bells just from that. And
Mm-hmm.
she sells all her fish when CJ comes, but she only keeps like sharks and all the fish that's worth like 3,000 bells or more
Yeah, of
because,
course. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
yes.
you gotta keep those. You gotta keep the good ones. You know.
So when she sells them to him, she makes tons of bells from it. So
Yeah.
she's got now like over 12 million bells. So and
Wow.
she doesn't even do turnips.
Oh my,
Wow. I'm
she
sitting
out
up
there
here
grinding.
trying to keep
Like,
up. Go ahead, John.
yeah, I definitely need to be getting back on my turnip game. Like, but I need to be getting my on my fishing game, my deep diving game as well. I just
Mm-hmm.
went through the turnips because it was fun to do. I mean, it takes a while to even get your money back from turnips, and it's really a gamble.
Hey Kenny,
But
y'all make the game sound fun, man. When I look at the game,
the thing is,
it's
bro,
hard for me to get into because
the
I'm
thing
like,
is,
come on, man, you got some big-headed characters walking around selling turnips.
I know
Listen,
because it
man,
seems like that. It seems like Animal
yeah,
Crossing is a game that will fool you. And let me tell you my history with Animal Crossing, Projo. I'm gonna give you my good history with Nintendo and Animal Crossing. For the last like almost 20 years, I've been avoiding Animal Crossing. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, not one. I avoided every single one on the GameCube, on the Wii, and on the 3DS. I did not play them. I didn't want to play them. I looked at Animal Crossing like some complete bullshit.
right.
Until one day, I kept on hearing about it. All these different people getting islands. Dane Trejo has his island. This person has a new Animal Crossing island. Everybody got their island. What the fuck? Everybody's selling turnips. What is this shit? Why is everybody talking about this shit? I mean, bro, if everyone in the gaming world is talking about some turnips and some bullshit in a video game, it can't be bullshit. It has to actually be something. And then one day JR bought it. And that just pissed me off because I'm the gamer. You know, I'm the one that buys the new games that no one plays.
Yeah.
When JR bought the game, it kind of, I was like, who does he think he is? You know, he's going to go ahead and buy Animal Crossing and he loves it too. So I couldn't take it. I said, fuck it, you know what? Let me go buy this game, see what it's about. It was $60, no sale, no use. $60, like most Switch games are gonna be. And I bought the game. First day I played it, I thought, okay, just what I thought it was. More bullshit. Little kid game, bullshit. I'm doing some fishing the next day. Okay, the fishing's kind of fun, but it's still kind of bullshit. And then the third day I played it, bro, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but the third time I played Animal Crossing, I sat down and played it, and it hooked into me. I realized the loop that was supposed to happen, I guess. I'm not really sure, Projo. The Animal Crossing just grabbed
So
me. Like
let me ask you this. So did you have a problem with the graphics? Because you know me, I'm a graphics
graphics.
dude. You know
Animal
what I'm
Crossing
saying?
are amazing. They're great. There's no problem with the graphics. Initially, I had a problem with, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, who is Tom Nook? What am I supposed to do? And Tom Nook is like Google. He's the answer for everything. If you have a problem in Animal Crossing, you go to Tom Nook. My whole point is, bro, like, I came at Animal Crossing the way that you come at me for playing. You're like, why are you playing that? I used to think the same thing until I actually sat down and played it. And Animal Crossing has become one of the best games I've ever played. But it took some time. It took me a couple times of playing to realize what it actually was and how deep it actually is.
And you notice you just said ever played.
I mean, that's
Ever now.
the best game.
So now you got to rank it in your top 50 then. Is it in your top 50 of all time?
Definitely, Animal Crossing, the new game, is definitely in my top 50. I'm upset that it took me 18 years to try it out. It really pisses me off because I could have been having that fun in 2002. You know, and that like, I'm upset. That's how good Animal Crossing is to me today. I'm upset that I was so blind to what it was 18 years ago. Because for me, Animal Crossing is like a stress reliever. I like, keep in mind, Projo, when Animal Crossing came out, when I got it, it was during the Corona. During my,
Yo, if you hear Projo, that means Project Storm and Project and Storm. He's a creator of the nickname Projo. He's just combining my names and stuff. Back in the day, PlayStation 3. Yeah, go ahead, man.
But yeah, like but when I got into Animal Crossing, it was for stress relief. You know, I couldn't go anywhere. I was stuck at home. Animal Crossing was like going on a vacation to some island, and it was like the perfect stress relief for that time of my life. And like, I wish I would have had Animal Crossing for other times in my life where I need a real form of video games and stress relief. Bunny, I really believe in that. I believe in video
Mm-hmm.
games as stress relief. And Animal
And
Bunny,
Crossing.
one
I can't wait to hear
second.
Bunny start.
1 second here. Let's do some shout outs here from people in the chat. We have Phantom Kraken. We have our girl Peach Mecca. We have Hyperfang Gaming. We have Jamal Adams. Thanks for showing up. Craig the Tech Guy. Hey, hon, how you doing? Rome, what's up, Rome? Gonna get you back on the show one day. Let's see here. Raphael, thank you for coming up. Thank you guys for joining us. And basically, you want to hear the funny story about Animal
Yeah, I wanna hear it.
Crossing?
Lay it on.
The remember I was saying my mom bought a Switch just to play Animal Crossing.
Yep.
My mom is the most casual of gamers. Like, she downloads free games to her iPad and play those. That's how casual of a gamer she is.
Right.
And how I got my mom into Animal Crossing was, as you guys know, my job shut down for about 2.5 months. The day Animal Crossing came out, we got the word from my job that we were shutting down for a week. And then within that week, the state of Maryland shut all of our offices down. So, shut every dental office down. So I had Animal Crossing from day one. How my mom got into Animal Crossing was on my birthday. I said, okay, Mom, I'm going to come over and I'm going to show you Animal Crossing, because we always spend our birthdays, because me and my mom's birthday is a week and a half apart. So every year, the weekend between our birthdays, we usually go out, go to a nice restaurant, exchange presents, do all that stuff. Well, this year we weren't able to do that because all restaurants and stuff were closed. And so what happened was I took Animal Crossing to her house. And I said, okay, Mom, this is Animal Crossing on my birthday, and I'm just going to say this. On your birthday, make sure you log into the game, because there's a whole event on your birthday in Animal Crossing. Like, they throw your party and do all this stuff, and everybody give you presents. It's great.
Word.
And who is that guy? KK Slider. Once you unlock him, he will.
KK Slider.
Yep, he will come and play on your birthday a special song for you.
Yo, so Phantom Kraken is saying Tom Nook, he's a pimp, a skimmer.
He is.
Tom
He-
Nook is a
I mean,
pimp.
I
He
want to know who he
is.
is now.
He
I wanna
says
know
He's
who he
your
is.
pimp. He's your
He,
pimp. That's what he is.
he is. He's the one who, like, you have to pay all your money in loans to. Like, the final loan is a crazy amount. But, yeah, that's who. I like that hair. I'm going with that hair, y'all.
I like it too. Go with that. I
It's
like
dope.
it.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's
All
dope.
right, so, that's what ends up. And so Tom Nook, he's a little raccoon who suckers you to come to this island. Then you got to pay him $50,000 back for a tent and a cot.
Hey yo, Projo, imagine like you go to this island for a vacation and you get there and dude's like, oh yeah, you could be here, but here's the thing though, like you owe me $50,000. You gotta pay it. You feel me? You're good though. We're good friends, but hey, I want my $6,000. He's gonna remind you every time that you see him that you owe him this money. You know?
Oh wow! But where do you run into him? Where do you run into the boy at though? You know what I mean?
You get him
You
from
have
the
to go to him
beginning.
for everything. He's like the gatekeeper to the entire world. You have to go to him for everything. You know, like you want to upgrade some stuff, you have to go holler at the
So he remembers you didn't pay him his fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's cool though. He's not like, he just reminds you suddenly. He'd be like, oh yeah, thanks for this, blah blah blah, and thanks for bringing all the people to the island. Oh, and by the way, I ain't forgot about that 300,000 bells you owe me. So run that, homie. You feel me?
And then so you got to go out there. So that's why y'all out there. That's why you guys are out there fishing and finding
That's why we out
pearls
there
and
fishing. We doing
trading
everything.
and selling turnips and everything.
You gotta
Yes.
pay Tom Nook before he kills
All
the
right,
whole
all
family.
right. I can dig that.
So I took Animal Crossing over, and my mom was like, "Oh, this looks fun." After that day, we spent all day on my birthday playing Animal Crossing, and she was just watching me. I was playing, she was watching me. Okay. So it got to the point. Every time, mom set a rule. Every time I come to her house, I have to bring my Switch and bring Animal Crossing.
So,
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
That's simple enough.
so that's what ended up happening. And then I slowly got her into games like Nightmares of the Deep, the point and click games where you have to do stuff like that. She loves watching me play, and she'll help me search the objects and things like that. So finally, it got to the point. We were talking about how scalpers had the switch where you couldn't get switches and stuff. I'm really I think I might rock this green, y'all. I'm not sure. But so she
green
finally,
is nice, rock it.
yeah. So she was saying that. Okay, she was saying. So that's what she was saying. So we ended up talking, and then I had found out over Twitter that Danny Trejo plays Animal Crossing, and this was about in May. And I was like, Mom, guess who
Yeah,
plays
I saw it.
Animal Crossing? She said,
Yeah, I
who?
remember you saying that.
She said, who? I said, Danny Trejo. She said, that bad guy, that guy who's a really good actor but plays like mostly bad guys. And I said, yeah. And see, him and her around the same age. And my mom was like, okay. She said, that's it. I'm ready. She said, find me a Switch so I can get this Animal Crossing. Because, see, she had this thing in her mind that she was too old. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
There's no age for Animal
No age limit for a gamer. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
For Animal
If
Crossing.
you can hold a
like,
controller, you can game.
Exactly. So I got her. So as you know, back in May, there was a shortage of Switches, and we went to the store. They didn't have any. The next week, we were in Walmart because we had gotten word that we were about to, like, this was about the middle of May. We got the word that we were about to go back to work. So, you know, all of us sitting around for 2 months, we couldn't fit into our scrubs, so we had to go buy some new scrubs.
Right.
While we were in Walmart just buying us some scrubs, on a lark, something told me to go check and see if they had a Switch in Walmart. So I walked back to the electronics department, and on a lark, they had 3 Switches. They had 2 with the gray Joy-Cons and 1 with the pink and blue Joy-Cons, the red and blue Joy-Cons. So I walked back up to the front of the store and said, on a lark, Mom, they got a Switch. She said, okay, let's go back and get it. By the time I walked to the front of the store and walked back to the store with her, they had already sold one of the 3 Switches. And
Wow.
she got the red and blue Joy-Con one, and they had sold out of Animal Crossing. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna just get my Switch. And then on the same shopping complex as Walmart, there's a GameStop. We went over to GameStop, and they had 1 copy left of Animal Crossing.
1 copy, and then she got it.
She bought it. We had to do it you had to buy it from outside the store. She gave me her credit card, said, go purchase this for me. I purchased it for her, and we went back home. And then I set up her Switch, and we set up her island, and she's been playing pretty much every day for a couple hours every day since she got it. And just like Kenny's saying, it's a relaxation for her. She loves going on her island, moving flowers around, buying stuff. Like, she just had me come over today and read.
New shoes.
Yeah, buying clothes. 'Cause you can always buy clothes in Animal Crossing. My storage is full of clothes.
Yeah.
Going, and now that Red's been unlocked, I go over her island to see artwork. She's like, the little thief is over here. Come over here and make sure I'm buying real artwork. For her, she has fun, and that's the only game on her Switch. And she just purchased a word search puzzle because she loves doing word searches on her Switch. Those are the only 2 games she has on there, and she's totally happy.
I mean, that's what the Switch is for. That's why I be trying to tell people about the Switch. It's not just, I can't like say, oh, well, the Switch is better than the Xbox, or the Xbox is better than the Switch. The Switch is a piece of hardware that exists only to give you enjoyment. Like most of the games you play over there are gonna be pure ass bliss. Can't say that same thing about my Xbox, though. I can't say that I can hop on my Xbox and experience pure bliss for my whole family. I can't say that, like. So that's good.
Yeah, and I know you're not biased because I'm telling you one thing I know about this dude right here is he plays games on all platforms. He's probably the only dude I know that has 1,000 games on deck for PC right now. 1,000 games on Xbox, 1,000 on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? That probably like hundreds on the Switch already. But my thing is,
I got it's on the Switch.
Yo, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful listening.
Are amazing.
Oh, okay, but it's beautiful listening to y'all say this, man. Talking about the Switch, and it is appealing, man. It's just that, y'all know my story. It's not for me yet, but I think they heard my cry. I think they're gonna be reaching out to me soon. But let's get into the chat because I saw a couple of things that stood out. Peach said she needs help with some of those monsters, y'all. She said the special ones that spit out poison or whatever. Do y'all have any clue what she's talking about?
Talking about a Monster Hunter. In Monster Hunter, there are every monster has different abilities and stuff, and some of them are wax spitting acid and stuff all over you, and you. So, have you played Monster Hunter World, Storm?
Yes, I tried it. When Kenny tried to get me into it a little deeper, I was BSing. I can't lie. I was playing around. I couldn't. I wish I had because it does look great. It looks great. No, It looks great. I got about 5-6 hours of it in there. He's been on.
So, in Monster Hunter, your armor and weapons change as you find different beasts and slay them, and you can gather different parts to make new armor. There are some lit armors in Animal Crossing. I mean, not Animal Crossing. And Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I got a good one of our homies, Country Kane. You know what I'm saying? Is a big Monster Hunter fan.
Yeah, Country loves it all over all the time.
Yes, and the one thing that like Monster Hunter is huge in Japan. Like I want to import in the Monster Hunter amiibo. Even though we might not be able to use them for anything here, but they have Monster Hunter amiibo. I want them.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I need to get a Monster Hunter amiibo myself.
Play Asia. They have them.
Okay.
Yeah, I ordered these from Play Asia before. I used them for a bunch of import stuff. I got Anarchy Range from them like 10 years ago.
Hey, Kenny, you sound like you sitting
oh, my bad. Yeah, actually, I was sitting back right there. That's the problem with this Blue Yeti. You gotta be right up on it. But yeah, definitely, I love Play Asia.
Yeah, so they have the monster. They have all the amiibo we can't get.
Okay. Jamal says, I want that Chronos game. And that's interesting that you say that because tonight's topic is actually upcoming games and just games that we want for the foreseeable future. So,
yes.
Bunny, however you want to do that, however you want to jump in or whatever you want to do, I'm ready.
Right now, like right now, I have as some of you know, y'all don't know, I have a bunch of stuff pre-ordered. People were saying that the Switch is kind of light, but since I only have a Switch, I get everything on Switch. So for me, it's not kind of light.
Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yes, Mario's about to come out, but I'm actually really looking forward to a game I pre-ordered called Cloud Punk.
Oh yeah, see that's the game I was talking about that I thought had something to do with Cyberpunk. You know
yes.
What I mean? I had never heard of it like that.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's on PC now. So I am waiting on that game to come out. And it's supposed to be coming out this year. Also, Kenny, have you heard the rumors that Capcom is making another Monster Hunter for the Switch?
Yeah, I have. I can't wait.
I'm hoping it gets announced during Tokyo Game Show in 2 weeks.
I can't wait to hear about what's coming out with Tokyo Game Show. This is gonna be such a great.
Yes, yes, and we're probably going to be revisiting this topic in a show after the Tokyo Game Show. We might be doing coverage on the Tokyo Game Show, but right now there's so many games coming out right now that I know about. What games are you guys looking forward to? Like, you guys know mine. Mine is Cloud Punk. I'm really
Me
looking
right
to.
now, like on the top of my head, in the next couple of weeks, we do have the Mario 3D Worlds coming out, or 3D All Stars coming out. I can't wait for that because there's a few games in that I haven't really got into. I didn't spend a lot of time playing Mario Sunshine. I'm gonna keep it right. I didn't play any of those games a lot. I didn't play Sunshine a lot. I didn't play Galaxy a lot. And Mario 64, that was my love. But it's gonna be great getting back into those games right there. I'm also looking forward to Cyberpunk coming out. That's like one of the games I'm directly on, not wanting to think about anything else but Cyberpunk playing when it comes out. I'm gonna I don't have to take time off of work because I don't have a job like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing that game, no life in it.
Well, no, I understand. One thing you have to know about me, Kenny, is I can't play anything first person.
Oh,
So Cyberpunk is a disappointment because it was going to be first and third person, but then they dropped the third person
I'm
support.
actually really upset about Cyberpunk not being a third person shooter because I usually play all of my games third person when I can. Even like Skyrim, I played Skyrim and Oblivion in third person. I was pissed off when Obsidian put out that game, The Outer Worlds, and there was no third person mod because when you don't move the controller, the game goes in the third person. You just can't control the player like that. So I really hate when there's no third person option. I'm definitely pissed off about it in Cyberpunk, but I'm gonna go ahead and just and rock with it. Also, as far as games I'm expecting to come out, they're third person. Two games that I love. I'm a big Dark Souls fan, big Demon Souls fan, and we got the Demon Souls Remastered coming to PS5, and we got Elden Ring, which is another game made by From Software.
Yes, sir.
Demon Souls. That game should be coming out sometime in the future. So
I'm kind of worried about that game because they announced it and then it went radio silent.
yeah, and I think what really happened right there was they're keeping lids on the stuff they do. From Software is always kind of like that. They don't talk a lot about the things they're doing. And with Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, for all those games, there's not a lot of things that we can know about the story because the stories are so vague that we couldn't really find out much from them about regarding that. So, and also we have COVID that came and fucked up everything. But nah, I'm worried too though. I'm saying all this to make myself feel better, but I'm actually worried too. They talked about the game and they haven't said shit about it, except for George R. R. Martin is coming in to write some of the lore, which is cool because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. But yeah, like they have went radio silent, and I'm hoping that's just due to Corona.
Yeah, and that's probably I would anticipate that happening. You know what I'm saying, with COVID and everything, because it's put a pretty big dent on a lot of different games already being delayed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it has.
You know, but that's a pretty good list right there, man. Me, because we're in the cloud right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Stadia dude. You can call me what you want, but I play all platforms, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a Stadia dude right now. It's new. It's the new kid on the block. It works well. So I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate dropping. All right.
Oh yeah.
Baldur's Gate that's dropping on the September 30th this month, the end of the month, last day of the month. Baldur's Gate early access, $60, but you don't have to pay for the game after you spend that $60.
Guess what? I'll be copping that on Stadia.
That's what's up. You see how easy that is? He's also and we won't have to worry about the updates and the downloads and behind the scenes, all that BS, right? But then I'm also looking forward to Serious Sam 4. A franchise that I never really got down with on PC. I saw it, I knew about it, but I was playing Doom and Unreal and Quake and everything like that. I didn't have time. Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, the very first. So I'm playing all these games. I don't really have time for Serious Sam like that. But I jumped into it, and now I'm looking forward to it. Serious Sam 4 looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. That game is difficult. It's crazy. It's insane. It's fun. Cyberpunk is another one that's on the list. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I call myself trying to catch up on the franchise, y'all. There's so many games, man. It's a beautiful time that we live in, but it also, yo, remember back in the day, y'all, and I know it happened to everybody in the chat and us. Remember back in the day when we used to wish for more games? Like games to come out at a faster clip, a higher clip. Yo, man, I need more games. I beat this one. I'm waiting on the new one to come out. Now, the backlog is crazy. Now, Bunny, you called out your number before, but where are you now? Because I know you've been buying games behind the scene. Where's your total game? What's your total game count right now, just for the Switch? Do you
Let me.
know? Yeah,
I
because
could be.
see, that's crazy. She has to
One,
go and count
two,
it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
You're
18,
gonna be here all
19,
damn night.
20. Nah, because right now we're up to 120.
120. All right,
21,
Kenny,
22,
what do you think
23.
your collection is like, man? Have you broken the 100 mark yet or not?
On the
Just
Switch?
yeah, total.
Nah, no way.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
have
okay.
like 10 games on my Switch,
Oh,
15
I thought you
games.
had more than that. I'm giving you more credit than you
No,
were
you
giving
have to
that.
peep. You
Cause you,
have to peep. This games on the Switch, I buy those like the games that are on multiple consoles. I'm not gonna buy them on the
oh
Switch.
yeah,
I
yeah,
use the
that makes
Switch
sense.
to buy exclusives. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you
I'm
were the king
also
of copying IPs. You know what I'm saying,
well,
and
yeah,
all
that's
that.
King of
But,
Cop and IPs on across the board, you know, but not on the
oh, okay.
Switch. Switch doesn't have that much. For me, the Switch is more about quality over quantity. It's not about how many games I have on my Switch because I have
Mm-hmm.
other consoles. About how, as to how good the games are that I have, and that should show you like how much a Switch means to me. If I only have 15 games on my Switch, but I choose it over my PlayStation 5,
Oh
where I
yeah.
have, or my PlayStation 4, where I have 100 games, like isn't that saying a lot about what the Switch is doing? How much I enjoy the games they're playing?
Yeah, man, it really does. I can't front on that. But I really thought that you would have more. But it makes sense though. It makes absolute sense because I know you don't like to buy games twice, and that's why you don't really rock with Stadia too hard because you already have a lot of those games, and that's why a lot of people might not rock with Stadia. But Bunny, I know you were about to say something. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 no. I was just saying, for somebody who has multiple consoles, their collection usually would never be close to mine. Because I only have a Switch. That's where I primarily get most of my games from. And some games that come to the Switch don't go to like Xbox or anything like that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised though.
All right, so let's get back in there and talk about another batch of these games, y'all, because it is there's so many games coming out that it's gonna be ridiculous. I mean, there's probably close to 50
You know,
games I
it's
can think of
funny.
right now that we didn't even touch on.
It's funny you're talking about games that are coming out, but right now I'm more worried about games I need to beat on my current systems because I know what's going to happen. I've watched it happen too many times before. When the new systems are going to come out, this old shit is going to get phased out, and it's real good. It's real good that Xbox is doing backwards compatibility between all their shits because then I won't have to worry about being phased out. I can just always play when I'm going to play. But it's still gonna happen though. I'm still gonna be trying to play the newer games. So right now, dog, I'm so focused right now on beating all the games I have. I'm in like a mad dash to beat all my old shit. You know?
And you know what though, Kenny, man, I don't think we necessarily have to do that, y'all, Bunny. You know what I'm saying, Kenny? I don't think we have to do that because they're enhancing a lot of these games. Even
And I'm
Xbox,
not
let's
going
get
back.
into this.
I'm not going back to them though. I'm not. Like that's a big deal for you because you don't play games when they come out. Me, games I'm not playing. I don't care about a game coming out that's enhanced, but it came out 4 or 5 years ago. I don't, that doesn't matter to me.
You're not gonna
all that.
replay it. You're not gonna replay it.
I'm not gonna
Well,
replay it,
it's
and I'm not gonna go
interesting,
back.
Bunny.
I'm not gonna go back in all the hours I have. Like, let's say they put out Skyrim remastered. So I'm supposed to end my fucking 70-hour playthrough from Skyrim to play the new remastered version they have coming out on the Xbox, the new Xbox. No, I can't do that.
No, but no, see, and that's not gonna fit your use case. But for a gamer like me, you know, I intentionally held back. I got teased for it, ridiculed, and everything. I was
And
called
that's
the
and
broke
that's sad.
gamer. I was called the broke gamer and everything, Bunny. So check this out. My logic. Let's see if it makes sense to you or the chat. All right.
Mhm.
So my logic is $60 a pop we spend on these games, right? Only to see it a month or two later drop in price, right? Sometimes substantially, like 50% off during the sale, like the spring sale, summer sale, fall sale, winter sale, whatever,
That
right?
don't matter to me.
Now, hold on, wait a minute. I'm just going to tell you my thinking because this is
Go
all
ahead.
interesting. It's all interesting for across the board. So me, I said, hell no, I'm stopping. I'm not going to throw you my $60 like that and no more for a game that I can't play right now. That I'm not going to have the time in the day to rock. I'm not going to get through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm only going to skim the surface. So I stopped doing that because I knew that a new generation of cloud gaming was coming and a new generation of console gaming was coming. And now we got a new generation of PC gaming that's coming. So y'all,
So
anybody out
yeah.
there, does it make sense to keep throwing 60 and 50 and $40 brand new for these games when you know that they might be like, because now we know remastering games is a trend. That's a thing now, right?
So can I speak to that real quick?
Hold on. Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm about to wrap up right here. So remastering games is a thing. Xbox is coming out with their velocity architecture and all this great stuff. Game Pass and all their whole library is going to be accessible. So you know how many games in there that's great that was 9 out of 10 games or 8 out of 10 games and 7 out of 10 games that nobody really played. PlayStation, I'm not sure what their plan is yet, but you can bet that they already announced that over 100 of their games are going to be, you know,
So can I speak to that real quick, brother?
somehow. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna say that's real great. Like you could play games that came out 7, 8 years ago, but I don't have all that time. I want to play what's hot at the moment. I'm not trying to spend 2020 playing games that I beat in 2013. And it's real cute that you're excited for a game that came out in 2013, but when that happens, you'll be missing out on the 2020 games because you'll be too busy playing games that came out from yesteryear to enjoy the new shit that's out. And I just can't do that. I need to stay up to date. I already have a huge backlog of games that I didn't play. I don't care about playing them in upgraded graphics because they'll still not look as good as the new games that are coming out. I'm just worried about playing the latest and greatest, bro. I don't care about playing games from 7 years ago, bro.
I think we're all confused. So a lot of us are confused now. I think that we don't know what the hell gaming style we want to go ahead and move forward with because, Bunny, you get what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying by that, real quick, if you give me a second, I know you want to weigh in on it. What I'm saying is now I'm the type of gamer because now I'm into content creation. You know what I'm saying? So now I will play a game and I only get through the first level because there's so many games that I think I want to put out there that people might want to see and games that I don't want to spoil for people that might not have seen them. So, but the bottom line comes to is down to so many games that I haven't touched yet. At least let me touch these games and now I can have them on YouTube or whatever for other people to see as well in case they've been going through the same problems. But what's your thoughts though?
I see where both of you are coming from. Me, myself, and I personally, this is how my collection is. I buy the games like usually on day one most of the time when they come out. Okay? Alright. But I buy mine's day one for a totally different reason than the two of you might. I buy my games day one because I prefer physical copies. And sometimes with physical copies, once they sell out, that's it. Secondly, I'm looking at the way gaming is going right now. And I'm not exactly sure I like the way it's going completely. So right now I am praying that Nintendo treats the Switch how they treat their the 3DS line family, the DS line, where they made it every iteration of it was backwards compatible.
Yeah.
With the previous one. So if they do that with the Switch, yeah, okay. I might not get to the games now. I have the games for when I do want to play them. Or I am also known as a serial starter where I will start a game and I will start a game and then just leave it for a time period. So there's a couple factors there that you have to look at. So you buy yours to play right then and there because you want the latest, hottest stuff the moment it comes out, right, Kenny?
Well,
Kenny?
you know, like the thing is, I get paid to play games, so
You can't hear
sometimes
you.
like,
Can't hear you. Hold up.
oh, sorry, but can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we hear
Okay.
you.
So yeah, like, so I actually get paid to play games, Snow Bunny. I do like game testing for different companies,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually benefits me to actually know a lot about video games,
Mm-hmm.
so I could always answer the correct in the surveys, and they ask me about games I could play, be knowledgeable about that. If I spend $60 in a game, I'm gonna get paid $100 every couple of weeks just to answer questions on video games. So it's no big deal. Video games pay for themselves for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't really factor in the price to it. For me, it's entertainment, and also I like it. I mean, I'm not gonna buy a game that sucks or play a mobile game that's horrible because I might get surveyed on the game. But if I buy a great game that I really like and I get I get surveyed on great games, then what have I lost? You know what I'm saying? Nothing. So yeah, I definitely want to be relevant when it comes to what games are out and what games I'm playing. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to waste my time at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And then you, Storm, you're like, okay, I'm tired of buying games that drop in price a couple months later when I could have just waited to play it then.
Absolutely. I mean, does it make sense though? I'm asking everybody. I mean,
I mean,
does
it
it make
makes
sense for
sense,
us to
but
drop this 60 when we can hold that 60 and drop it on a DLC or whatever for a game that we, anything that might go on. So, like, so
And
hold on,
then,
wait a minute, wait, because I knew this was going to be a hot one. Hold on, I
Video
knew this
games
was going to
cost
be a hot
money.
one.
So
Hold
are we
on,
talking
right?
about like, is this a budget? Is this a budget podcast or like?
no, no,
Because
no, no,
they're
no,
really
cause
focused
he,
on budgeting.
I
Nah,
mean,
listen, no, listen. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling y'all right now. All you got to do is just rock with me because I know I'm not the only game that feels that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can get any game I want to get day one. If that's a game for me, if whatever the case is, Ghost of Tsushima, I played the first level, put it down, but I bought it, $60, didn't regret it. Last of Us 2, same thing. Gears 5, well, Gears 5 was on Game Pass, but I can throw some Xbox games and some PC titles too that I brought day one. Some of them might have turned out to be trash. Like I won't say Islands of the Nine is trash, but Bombay, I mean, my homie Kenny will. He will say it. He will say Islands of the Nine is trash. So we spend money sometimes on games that's trash. We spend money on games that we never touch, and when we do touch them, they're in Game Pass already, or they're on sale somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't logically it don't make sense for me to keep throwing that money out there. Now I will buy what I
I
want.
don't care about all that. Like, I don't care about if I buy a game, it comes to Game Pass. Because first off, games that come to Game Pass, unless they're Xbox games, like Microsoft games, they're gonna leave Game Pass. So like, if I buy a game and it comes to Game Pass, that means nothing. That means I can get it for free for a couple months, but I still want to own that game. And check this out, $60 is a small price to play. Dark Souls 3, right? I bought it a couple times, right? Because I have it on the Xbox and the PS4, but I've gotten 170 hours out of it on Xbox, on one profile. I got another 30 hours out of it on the Xbox. I got 100 hours of it on the PlayStation. Like, that's a lot of time to put into a game, and how much is that worth? In my opinion, if I spend $60 and it gives me 200 hours of fun, then how can I complain about spending $60 in that game?
I understand.
Now, I just try to make my game choices wisely. I try to choose the games I buy wisely. I don't buy a lot of games I don't know anything about. I usually don't buy trash games, Projo. You've bought trash games, and the last time I did buy a trash game, it's probably based on something you told me to buy, like Alice in the Nine. Because for the most part, when I buy games, I know what I'm getting into. I usually know who the developers are. I know the previous games they put out. I know what they're good at making. So let's say that some developer, they usually make racing car games. I hear they're trying to make action RPG. And the last 5 games they put out were complete dog shit. I'm probably not going to buy their game. I'm probably not going to buy their new space RPG. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't make space RPGs, and the last 5 things they put out are some trash. So that's kind of like how I make my decisions. That was a complete example. There's never been a company like that, but that's kind of how I make my decisions on what to buy. If I see a certain company putting out a game, I don't feel bad going and saying, let me spend $50. Let me spend $80. Fuck it. Let me spend $100 in your game. Hitman 2 came out. IO Interactive. I've been playing these dudes' games since the early fucking since the late 90s. I trust them. I trust their quality of assurance. I trust what they can do. So I don't feel bad putting $100 new Hitman game when it comes out because I know I'm gonna get 200 hours out of that game, and I trust those dudes. You know, that's kind of
Yeah,
redundant, but
that
I
makes
just
sense.
trust them.
And see, my thing is, I play only on the Switch. How often does a Switch game goes on sale?
Yeah, like
So it doesn't matter if I pay the 60 now or the 60 later.
And that's
I'm
not
still
making me
paying.
want to cop a Switch because other brands are giving me the choice of they're giving us a little bit more flexibility and freedom, and they're paying attention to our wallets and everything, like Xbox and PlayStation and Stadia and everybody. They're trying to give us deals, and sometimes it's on old games. But I get you. I get what you're saying, Bunny. But Nintendo has to do better. They have to do better. I
Okay,
mean,
but the thing is, let's ask
wait, no,
this. Let's ask
all right,
this.
hold on. Let's hear Bunny's thoughts. Hold on.
Okay, Nintendo, they sell a game at $60, okay? And people still buy it. Look at what's that game? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. People are still paying full price for that game.
Yeah.
So their philosophy is if it's not broke, why fix it? PlayStation and Xbox tend to, I notice, have people conditioned to know, hey, in a couple months, we're going to cut down the prices of our games. Okay, why fix something if it isn't broken? Me, Kenny, everybody in the chat know all these gaming companies. The only thing they care about is their bottom dollar. They're trying to get as much money as they can. If they're still selling millions of copies of a game 6 months after the game, or a year, or 3 years, or even if it's a port of a game afterwards, why are they going to put it on sale when you have over a 50% attach rate and the people are paying the full price for the game?
I get you, Bunny, but here's my thinking. Now, this is just my thinking. And first, before I get into my thoughts, Fatal Charade joined the party, you know what I'm saying, earlier. And I just want to shout
Hey,
him out for
Fatal.
joining. I said, I don't have this problem considering most of the games I play are double A's and indies. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
and it's all about that choice, like we were saying. Now Phantom Kraken right here says that he's copying that Monster Hunter. He's downloading Monster Hunter World right now, and I'm assuming that has something to do with the gameplay that's on the screen. I don't know, but
Yes.
that's a good pickup. Yeah, but this is always a good topic. Now, moving right along, y'all, because I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this right here with these next gen consoles coming up and their library. Are you? I know Bunny's thoughts, which is Bunny's thoughts, and I respect them because I respect Bunny. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, Bunny, how are you gonna resist this urge? You have two beats coming out here, and you're gonna resist the urge and the temptation of dropping that $4.99 down, that $2.99, or that $3.99 when the PS5 digital gets announced on Wednesday
I
at
mean,
$3.99.
I mean, there's the difference. I'm not like I have to like everybody asks, well, what's the urge? Nothing is drawing me to buy those systems. I don't care about power. You forget that. I don't care about power. So if I'm not caring about power, you best show me games.
I swear for the gaming law. I swear. I better not hear Bunny. I better not hear that Snow Bunny gaming said the Switch now has 4K with ray tracing and upgraded textures on their games. This is
That's not
awesome.
gonna happen, man.
I'm there. No, wait
Nope,
a
nope,
minute.
nope. Wait a minute. You want to know what the difference would be with that? The
Hmm.
number one difference would be is if I could bring my old gaming library to it. Okay?
Okay.
And number two, depending on what the price is, okay? Because see, the thing is Nintendo's already proven to me with my old game collection on the Switch that hey, I could play these on that game collection. Okay,
Hmm.
that's fine. I can play these on that game collection. That's good. I can play it on the new Switch and the new games are coming out. Nothing on PlayStation and Xbox this current gen made me go out and buy a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. So if nothing this gen has me wanting to buy those consoles to play it, why am I going to buy them in November when nothing has shown me that I want it?
Good points. Kenny, how do you feel about the whole thing, man? Are you copping one or both, or and why, man?
Man, you already know what I'm about to do. Next week, I'm copping that 3080. November 10th, I'm copping that Series X. And whenever they announce the PlayStation, I'm copping that PlayStation because I don't care if I gotta get out there and deliver food all day with DoorDash, or get out there and drive and pick groceries all day with Instacart. I'm gonna have them systems, all right?
I
I don't
feel
care
you,
if it's
bro.
rain or the snow. I don't care if it's red outside and the smoke is going through my lungs and filling them up with toxic
Which
gas.
it is out there in Cali, man. Which it is out there. You
Just
know what I mean?
what's happening. I'm gonna have them systems. I'm gonna spend my money and get some systems. Whatever I gotta do. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have them both, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm a real gamer. I ain't out here playing. I ain't here on no broke boy shit. And I gotta get Demon Souls. And I gotta get well, what's Xbox having? Some bullshit, nothing, right? I guess I gotta get to the party chat in the Xbox, which I can do on my PC. The Xbox is actually one thing I might
Hold on.
hop on day one. I
And go
actually
ahead. I
not
like hearing you rap. Go ahead, rap, man.
one. Is the truth, but eventually I'll have it though because I got to have it.
All
And
right. So
everybody
you
knows
hear this money? He got to have it. Now go ahead now, cause go ahead. I want to go right after you. Go
I've
ahead, man.
had every console in I'll say week two, at least by week two. So with the PlayStation 2, I bought that shit day one, waiting outside in Target for 12 hours for it to come out. All right. With the Xbox, I bought that shit on day one, waiting outside in front of Target for 12 hours for it to come out. With the GameCube, I got that shit a week late. Or was it a week before or a week later? I can't remember because I got a Japanese hacked one with the Switch in the back so I could play Japanese games on it whenever I wanted to. All right.
Okay,
With
hold on.
the PS3,
Ringtone, ringtone.
day one. Got day one on the PS3, day one on the Xbox 360, wait 18 hours. Day one, oh no, my bad. Week two on the Wii, and then week two on the Wii U because it was sold out the first week. Week two on the PlayStation 4 because it was sold out the first week. I had to buy it from Best Buy week two, and day one on Xbox One X, or Xbox One, not Xbox One X. I don't want to hear him put the mouth. Xbox One day one on that. So I'm just saying, bro, I buy my systems in the launch window. I'm not gonna say on day one because it's all about when I can get access to it. Because I'm usually not gonna pre-order. I'm usually gonna try to buy it physical from a store like Walmart or Target, so I have 30 days in case there's anything wrong with it, with no bullshit in between. And that's all I have to say. I know it's a lot, but that's it.
No. That's perfect, man. Bunny, did you want to go before me? Because so he's saying real quick that he's no matter what, he's gonna have both of these next gen systems. No
I
matter
gotta have
what.
them both, no matter what. And I told you I'm getting that 30 motherfucking 80.
Well, you don't have to have. Hold on, you don't have to have them both. You don't have to have them
If I
both.
But
don't have
that's
them,
his
my
choice.
skin will melt off of my body. I'll just be naked skin and no nothing. It's just
I got
I'll
you,
die.
man.
I'll
Hey,
die.
that
If I don't
sounds
have
like
them.
a it sounds like
I'm
a
a real gamer,
bad
bro.
problem to have. But anyway,
It's a
I
problem.
get you though. I get you because now let's talk. Let's move. Hey, let's move on over, man.
Lay it on me.
I got a question for you, bro. Are you planning to cop anything on? Anything on Stadia? I'm just asking now because I know you went out and tried Stadia. You were the first person I knew.
Yeah, go ahead and say that.
No, you were the first person that knew from GDC. You went out to GDC. You saw you actually had hands on the prototype controller. You didn't even know what the hell the controller was at the time.
Well, I did. So let me give a breakdown.
Yeah.
I actually touched the Google Stadia controller months before GDC even happened, and I didn't know what it was, but in the end it turned out to be the Google Stadia controller. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that happened. You remember that?
Yep.
And then I went to GDC, and Google invited me over to one of their little booths, and I was able to play the Assassin's Creed with the controller. So I actually played it, and that was that. So yeah, I did that. I did that when they first announced it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
when I first heard about Stadia, I was super fucking happy. I mean, they're talking about gaming on 4K 60 to your motherfucking laptop, your TV, anywhere Oh my God, it was amazing, bro. I couldn't believe the announcement. I mean, I was thrilled to hear about that. So I was always excited about the Stadia. You know, when it came out, you gave me a pass to use it early, which was dope as fuck. And I played it a shit ton playing Destiny 2 and some of the other games that were available at the time. So I definitely like the Stadia. No one can tell me. I know you said all this, so you can set me up as being a Stadia hater, but that's not true. I'm not a Stadia hater. I love the Stadia. I
Yeah,
love
I
video
mean, can you
games.
tell them about Destiny, your experience? Because some people out here might be inquiring about Stadia. For real, for real.
Well,
I
to keep it
mean, some people
real,
feel like it's dog shit, but other people feel like it's a value proposition that is enticing.
the Stadia has a shit ton of potential, and Destiny 2 and other games like Destiny 2 are proof perfect that the Stadia actually has, I mean, a platform. You know, if they took the idea behind playing your favorite RPGs, your favorite, like, I'm not just talking about any game, but imagine playing your favorite live service video games like Destiny, like Division 2, like the Avengers. Imagine playing that kind of that grind anywhere you want to be at. When you're at school, when you're at home, wherever the fuck you're at, you can play this exact same game 4K 60. That's an amazing idea right there. The problem is, Stadia and Google don't really realize what they're good at doing. And they refuse to latch on to where they should be. You see, the Stadia should be promoting themselves as some kind of companion for the current and next gen systems instead of trying to compete against them, because that's where they can actually win at. If Stadia was like, you know what, you can play your version of Grand Theft Auto online anywhere. I'm talking about your actual version from the
Yeah, I gotta
Xbox.
agree with
You
you.
can play that anywhere. That would be amazing, because that's what you can do with Destiny 2. And that's how I was operating Destiny 2. I was using my Xbox character, playing anywhere from the cross save feature that Stadia has in Destiny 2. Unfortunately for us, Destiny 2 is the only game that supports that feature. You see what I'm saying? So for
Well,
me, the Stadia
yeah.
is a
Well,
Destiny 2 machine.
there's another one though.
No, there's not any other one that supports that feature. No, it
Division
doesn't.
Two.
It doesn't support that
Oh, you
feature.
mean that feature? Oh yeah, that specific. Okay,
You can
you're
only
right. You're
go
right.
from
You're right.
you
You're
can
right.
only
You're
go
right.
to the PlayStation to the PC. You
Yeah,
can't
you're
connect
right.
to your Xbox version. That's because Division 2 doesn't support that. The developers don't support that, which they should do. Maybe
And
it's
I'll
not
tell you
Stadia's
another one that
fault.
might. That would
But
be the Elder Scroll. What the hell is the ESO, man?
I don't
ESO
think
might
the
do it.
ESO
We got.
does support that. The ESO
I'm
doesn't.
gonna have to
It
go
does
double
not.
check, man, because I just linked it and I was playing. I gotta
I'm
go. I
telling
gotta go
I'm
look
telling
back
you,
again.
wait, you linked your Xbox version of ESO to your Stadia version of
I
ESO?
think you can do it, bro. I think I
Bullshit.
started from
You
scratch. I
can't
gotta
even do
check.
that.
We gotta.
You can't
We'll double
even
check.
do
I'll double
that.
check, man.
You can't even do that between the PlayStation. I mean, the PC and the Xbox. You have to pay $20 to do that to even use your character. So
Or
it doesn't do it
maybe
like
not,
that.
man. It's confusing
Destiny 2
sometimes.
is the
Go ahead.
only game that does it. You know, so I mean, that's just where I'm at with Stadia. I think Stadia is awesome as a Destiny 2 machine, and I think they'd be awesome if other games gave you the level of freedom that Destiny 2 gives you.
But the future
Because
is the future is I'm thinking it's inevitable for them as long
well,
as
it's not, because now the Xbox has XCloud and the PlayStation has PlayStation Now. Like, Stadia is not going to survive those two services. The
yeah,
Xbox
but
XCloud, I mean, like,
Xbox.
honestly, the Xbox XCloud service, like what they're actually doing what Stadia could or should be doing, but is not. And people are going to have access to it because they have access to Xbox. More
Yeah.
people have access to Xbox than Stadia. Therefore, naturally, more people are going to gravitate towards the X Cloud than the Stadia Cloud service,
Now,
because
see,
they're
you're
already on the
absolutely
X
right.
Cloud service.
And I'm not one
It's
of
just
those
natural.
I'm not one of those dudes that's gonna say you're wrong because that makes common damn sense, and I'm all about common sense. So my thing is though, Stadia is not even a year old. It's got some growing to do, and it will grow because it's backed by a giant who's already grown
And
in
that's
different
true,
areas.
but a lot of things are only a year old, and I don't think they're going to survive either. Like,
So you don't think Stadia is around in 3 years?
I mean, I think Stadia is not going anywhere. I think Stadia is going to be here because Google's put a lot of money towards it. If they're going to be here thriving is another question, and I have another answer. And the answer is no. They're not going to be thriving through XCloud or PlayStation Now because they're not as good as a service. I've
Got you. All
seen
right.
this. I've witnessed it. I already know what can happen because it's happening right now.
All right. Well,
And
we're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
gonna
I'm not.
prolong it yet.
I'm not here to shit on the Stadia. Like I
No, I
told you,
know.
I
I
love
know.
the Stadia. I love what the Stadia has to offer. But the people at Google Stadia, the people at the Stadia division of Google, are gonna have to realize what Stadia is good at and where they can get better.
I
And
feel
until they
you, and
realize that, the Stadia is always going to be in the place it's in right now,
I can
which is a place
definitely
with.
understand where you're coming from
Mhm.
because they're figuring out things and they have things on the roadmap. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go over to X Cloud, right? I'm Bunny. Where's Bunny? Because see, Bunny
Right
has his
here.
game pause. Oh, okay. I was about to
Call it
say because
out,
you
Bunny.
got your
Call it
game
out, Bunny.
pause.
I haven't
I
heard
didn't
you in a
know
long
if you
time.
taking
Missed
a
your
little
voice. Call it
break.
Oh
out.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, because
Um,
you could jump in at any time and say, "Shut the hell
oh,
up."
no. I was actually listening to you, but my mom called me, so I'm dealing with that ringtone you heard was my mom
Oh,
real quick. So I'm dealing with something
oh,
with
it's
her
all
real
good.
quick.
It's all good in the hood.
Hmm.
So you good now, or can we keep on going? Because
You
I
can go
wanted to
ahead
go over
and
the
keep.
next.
I'm listening to you,
All right, got
but
you. Do
I'm
your
doing
thing.
something for her, and that's the reason I got the game paused because in this game you have a timer for each
Okay.
quest that you get.
Okay.
So yeah, go
Peach,
ahead.
Peach just said also, technically this game is my birthday present. So, and then she says,
Yes, her birthday is in
oh, okay,
2 weeks.
okay,
Um,
cool.
at the launch of Tokyo Game Show will be Peach's birthday.
That's what's up.
So
Happy birthday,
yes.
early birthday, Peach, in case
Hey
I don't get a chance
Pug,
to
how
say it.
are you? Thanks for joining us today.
And
Oh,
she
yes.
also said, also is that XCloud still has a lot of bugs, right? That's what she's saying. XCloud still has a lot of bugs. Now they're going to be officially rolling that out on Tuesday. So I'm hoping that they bump up the resolution to 1080p for PC users who choose to use it on their Windows 10 PC, like myself, because I'm trying to get the highest level of graphics possible. 720p is not going to do it for me. I have a 55-inch display, you know what I'm saying? 4K display. So I don't know how well that's going to upscale. But if they come out with it on 1080p, I think I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? If there's no downloads, installs, and all that stuff. So what's your thoughts, Kenny? And then we'll go over to Bunny whenever she's ready. So what's your thoughts on the xCloud dropping on Tuesday?
Well, let me be real about the SL dropping on Tuesday, bro. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going on in the tech world, but Apple has been on some complete bullshit, and they're blocking xCloud and Stadia from coming on their platform. Now, Fortnite's been trying to call out this shit for the last month, and it hasn't resulted in anything good for us as consumers. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I gotta say, I don't give a fuck about xCloud because I use an Apple iPhone, and I can't use it on my Apple iPhone anymore. Anymore, I say anymore because you used to be able to use it. It was available for some months. So I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't care about coming on Tuesday until they could. I mean, and that's just. I think it's awesome. I think it's an awesome service. But if I just can't use it based on me using iPhones and iPads, I have to go ahead and say fuck the service. And it's not their fault. It's actually Apple's fault. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
And
I can't
honestly,
use it.
I gotta disagree with you on that. I don't classify it as Apple's fault. Apple has stated that those services can be on there, but they're just making it so that each game in Game Pass or whatnot has to be downloaded from the Apple
And that's
servers.
crazy.
I
And
mean,
that because
that's
that's entirely against what their service does. It
and
defeats the entire purpose, and Apple is
exactly.
forcing everyone to go in towards their way. And
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't
and
know.
Apple's not even forcing you. See, Apple's not even forcing them to do it. Apple's like, I have no problem with your service on here, but here are our rules. And the thing is people are using xCloud and all that stuff, but what money is Apple getting out of it if you're purchasing everything through Microsoft? It's basically you have to rent your space to be on Apple, and that's with every platform there is. Every platform takes a chunk of the money.
That's true.
I mean, you got to pay the platform to be allowed to have your service on. That's why Fortnite got into trouble
Yeah.
because Fortnite decided they were going to have another way so they wouldn't have to pay that
Yeah,
30%
that
cut to
30%.
Apple.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's the things you got to think about. It's not that Apple's not allowing it, it's the fact that Apple has rules to use their
And everybody has
platform.
to follow their rules.
And if they
And
don't
that's
want to
true.
follow their rules, then hey, because Apple's sitting here like, what's the benefit of us if we're not getting paid? You're just advertising for free on our phones.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, hopefully they can get that all sorted out. But as long as it don't stop me from playing the games I want to play, I really don't give a damn. Um, I know it's big, but I'm not really thinking about it
I
unless it
mean,
stops playing PUBG, Call of Duty,
so
2K, Madden,
well,
and
check
all
this
that.
out. Well, hold on. It did, Projo. You just weren't paying attention. You see, Fortnite's lawsuit wasn't just for Fortnite because Apple, the assholes they were, told Epic Games if they didn't comply with their demands, they were going to take off every game on the Apple App Store that used the Unreal Engine because
Ooh.
Fortnite was made by Epic.
Ooh,
PUBG uses the Unreal
yes,
Engine.
it does.
Therefore, it would affect PUBG directly. It would affect a lot of games directly and not just Fortnite. Everything that Snow Bunny said was true. Apple needs to get their cut. The problem here is, though, that now Apple is dictating what I, as a consumer, can do. You see, I'm being affected with a product that I want to download to my phone because Apple's not getting a cut. And the problem for me is if Apple gets a cut, I don't get shit. Now, I understand Apple's need to get their cut, but I also understand my need to have access to cloud gaming on my phone. You see, when I bought my phone, I didn't know I was going to be limited because of Apple getting their cut. I'm already paying Apple a substantial cut of my own money.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck about Apple and their little cut. As far as I'm concerned, Apple are a bunch of dickheads that want people to give them 30% of the profits for something that they didn't create. 30%, in my opinion, is too fucking much. As a creator, because I am a content creator of arts and shit, I would not want to give Apple 30% of my creation because they didn't create 30% of the work. They are providing me with a platform for my work, but they're monopolizing the platform and it should be somewhat illegal, which is what Fortnite's saying. I understand both sides of the spear. I get both sides, you know? The problem is I'm on the losing side because the consumer is the only person being fucked over.
Yeah, because you're in the ecosystem. You're
Apple's
embedded
not
in the
being fucked
ecosystem.
over. I'm the one that's being fucked over. You see what I'm saying? I'm the one that's using the platforms that's being restricted right now. So as that person, I'm a little bit pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Peace definitely reminded us that Google did it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Google did too. Google did too. They all want their cut. But like I said before, what do I care about you getting your cut if I ain't getting shit from it and I'm giving you a huge portion of my cut? From my opinion, fuck Apple because they're taking money out my pocket. Fuck Google because they're taking money out my pocket, and they're not letting me do what I want to do most, which is play games and then go. But you know, like they're tyrants, and I have to use either service. So what? We don't even have a voice. The consumer doesn't even have a voice anymore. They don't care about the consumer. We know Apple doesn't care. They care about getting their profit. We know that Google doesn't care. They care about getting their profit. So it's a weird place. I mean, it's a bad situation.
It really is, man.
For everybody.
And we just needed to get resolved. And it sounds like they're working. They're moving forward to some kind of agreement, I guess, man.
No, there's no agreement happening.
Oh, not right now.
Apple's point is in the ground, like Snowbunny said. Apple's platform is not new. They've had their platform for years. Let's say they've had their platform since 2007, 2008. They've had their platform for people developing Apple, or 2007. They've had their platform for people developing applications and putting things online. The rules are the rules. You have to follow the guidelines. That's what Apple is saying. I mean, they're right. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I could dig. I can definitely dig that, man. But like we're gonna go back to the original theme, man, and that was these games because I'm looking at a game like Godfall, right?
mm,
PS5 and Steam is what I heard so far that the only two platforms is you're gonna find that game on. Are you interested in that? And why or why not? From what you've seen, because the game keeps looking better and better to me. That's
you
why I
coming
wanted
at
to
me
bring
or
that
Snow
up.
Bunny? We're Snow
No,
What's
that's
Bunny.
up?
you. Yeah, because I didn't know Bunny. I didn't know if she
I'm
was here or
back.
not. So
I'm back.
one of y'all. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Godfall. Well, no, Bunny's thoughts because she's not going to be playing it. She's not going to have the
My thoughts
PS5.
on Godfall are I'm excited to see what it does. You know, it's being actually being made by a company that's about 10 minutes away from where I'm sitting right now in Emeryville.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to see it and see how it plays. It seemed to me like more of some Destiny shit, and I'm not really into playing mimicking games. Like as far as mimicking games, I'm talking about games that mimic the success of other games. You know, you can see this very prevalent in games like Fortnite, where they're mimicking the success of PUBG, or Marvel the Avengers when they're mimicking the success
So
of
you're saying it's
Destiny.
not okay to kind of borrow and be inspired by another
I know
game?
it's fine. I just can't be excited if I know that's what you're doing. If I know that your game is just your version
Look,
of
Pete
this
said you're
game.
not far from her. You know what I'm saying? In Emeryville.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in Oakland.
Wherever the
What's
hell that
popping
is.
off?
You know what I'm saying? He's out in
Emeryville.
Oakland.
Emeryville is a little small little city. It's not a city. It's more like a town between Oakland and Berkeley. So it's like I'm talking about. It's really a few blocks of land between Oakland and Berkeley. Oakland and Berkeley touch in certain
Hey,
places.
what's crazy is you flew over that shit in Flight Sim. You want to tell that story?
I did. I flew over all that in Flight Sim, and Flight Sim is a one-to-one recreation of the world. Not I was about to say the United States, but of the world. So I've definitely flown all through Oakland, Emeryville, Berkeley, all that shit. I've flown all through it. But yeah, like I'm excited for Godfall though, but I'm not optimistic about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll
So
see.
what
We'll see
about
what happens.
okay, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then we're gonna switch over to what titles we know that are coming with Xbox. Whether they be exclusive, and it's not gonna be exclusive, but you know what I mean. Like those
Yeah.
titles are coming. It's mostly third party, but Spider-Man Miles Morales, standalone or whatever it's gonna be. How you feel
I
about it?
mean, bro, to be honest with you, I like Spider-Man, but I didn't put that much time into it. I can only swing through a city or cape my, like glide through a city and beat up bad guys for so long before I realize I'm doing the same fucking thing. Whether it's Batman, I'm doing it in Mordor, I'm doing it
But
in
isn't that a
ancient
great
Greece.
percentage of games out these days, like GTA 5,
Nah,
Red
GTA
Dead, and other
5 can't
games?
be. You can't compare that game. You can look at GTA 5 and compare that to and say, well, Saints Row is copying that kind of game. Or you could look at like other games that mimic what GTA is doing, but GTA is the source. GTA is the source of the greatness behind that loop in the game. So I can't say that GTA 5 is doing the same thing. It's doing what GTA does, and it's doing it great.
So with that being said, when do you expect a GTA 6? When would you want them to drop that? Is 3 years too long to see GTA 6 for you?
For me, 3 years is probably too long. I can still see myself playing GTA 5,
Because
GTA Online in 3 years, but
yeah, because they're
still.
gonna remaster that as well. I mean, whatever they're gonna do to it on the PS5, that's what they're
Well, I
gonna
have a
be doing.
PC, so it doesn't really matter what they do on the PS5. I play the grand version of GTA Online whenever I want to on the PC. Master Race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xbox. When you cop that, do you even have games on your radar that's coming out? Do you even know what's coming out for the Xbox? Because with Halo Infinite being pushed back, is
I
there
think you're
anything you're looking
jumping
for?
around a lot of topics right now. Snow Bunny, where you at with it?
With what? How?
Everything we're talking about.
I mean, Godfall looks interesting because if I wanted to play it, I could just play it on PC because it's launching on PC also. Uh, right now, with Game Pass and things like that. Sorry, I was focused on Monster Hunter here for a second.
That's why, yeah. Good.
Yeah. um, but the way things are going right now, it's literally what were you guys talking about?
Talking about the games on we talked about Godfall because that's an upcoming game, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about now we're trying to go over to Xbox, and I'm asking again, this doesn't apply to you, but since we're talking about upcoming games,
But see, you
you
got
know
to
what I'm saying?
remember, okay, on PlayStation, yeah, I would have to have a PlayStation. On Xbox, if I was truly interested in it, I could go to the Microsoft Store and play it on my gaming computer.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm
See,
just saying. So these
so
games that's coming out on the Xbox,
the
I'm asking
only
this for a
game,
reason because
the
I don't think people some people don't even know, and it's sad because you put the hours in on this platform on the Xbox, but you something like it's bomb for Kenny not to be able to answer this, and or myself not to be able to answer this, like to be able to say what games we're excited about that's coming to Xbox and we're ready to drop $500 on it. That's my point right now. That's the point I'm trying to
that
get to.
is sad.
I can't
So
answer.
I
I
want to
can't
play
tell you what games
Wasteland
I'm
3,
excited
Dirt
for.
5, and the new. I want to see what Forza and Gears and all that looks like at 120 and all this stuff. But
I mean, the thing is, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. The games that's looking promising for me. I was hyped for Avowed until I found out it was first person. Then I'm hyped for the medium. Actually, I want to see how the medium looks. The medium looks interesting to me,
the
and that
medium does,
I
really
mean
does.
that looks interesting. Avowed, like I said, it looked interesting until I found out it was first person.
Avowed definitely is what I'm looking for. I forgot about Avowed. It's funny you mentioned that. I'm
Uh
actually
huh.
really excited for Avowed.
Mhm.
That's where I'm really. I'm not gonna say I'm more excited for Avowed than I am for Cyberpunk, but there's a part of me that is more excited for Avowed than Cyberpunk. Because I know about what Obsidian can do, and if they're
And
going back, if Avowed is actually gonna be their answer to Skyrim, which I don't know if it is because they haven't said it was. But if Avowed is Obsidian's answer to Skyrim, man, that's gonna be something. That's gonna be a spectacle for me. You know what I'm saying?
or
Because
it
Obsidian's never
could,
been
it
able
might
to.
not, it might not be an answer to Skyrim. It might be the answer to the next game coming out, the next Elder Scrolls game coming out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that might be wishing too much because they don't even lie. I think Obsidian's a great company, right? I really do like Obsidian, but I know Obsidian's a company that's really good with making the sequel version of an RPG. Like they were really good at making Fallout New Vegas, you know, because
Mhm.
that was like they already had good foundation for Fallout 3. They were really good at making Star Wars The Old Republic 2 or Knights of the Old Republic 2 because they had a great foundation from Knights of the Old Republic 1. So I mean like it would be great if they were making like the answer to the next Elder Scrolls game, Elder Scrolls 6. But at the same time, I don't think that making new things is their biggest strong point. I think the emulation is Obsidian's biggest strong point. That's their greatest strong point they have is being able to emulate what people do and doing it better than how they did it. They did it with Neverwinter Nights 2 as well. It's just like that's what they do. Obsidian Games takes great games and they make the sequel. You know,
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody will be able to recreate what Bethesda's doing in their next Elder Scrolls game because what they do, they're just masters at that shit.
I mean, that's the thing. And see, and that's another thing I'm having issues with. I wish that more companies would come out with like more, instead of always being a sequel or something, come out with more original stuff. That's the reason I was so hyped for Avowed, but like I said, I won't be able to play it. And we don't know what else is coming out. They were banking everything on Halo. we don't know when all these other games are coming out. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, well, I could tell you right now the upcoming list of games that I had in mind was, and I don't know if I'll be buying these, probably not right away, but I'll be on that Game Pass real heavy. But I know Yakuza is slated for launch time. Of course, we got a lot of third party titles like Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or however you want to say it, the Falconeer. We talked about, well, I know Tetris Effect was a game that was announced. um, Gears Tactics and Forza Horizon 4. So they're going to be upgrading a lot of games and stuff. That's why this is a very interesting topic to talk about right now. Fortnite's going to have some content or whatever and all that with the Tony Starks or the Iron Man uh, stuff. And then, like I said, Dirt 5. And, it's just not
Ah, get
the
off.
exclusives. The exclusive, the cat scratch you.
No,
Cat
no, no,
scratch.
no. She was walking on my laptop, and my laptop has a function for when I'm playing it where I have two graphics cards in it, and
Got it.
um I can either use the onboard graphics card or
Uh
I
huh.
can use my 980M graphics card. So I can toggle between the two. So when I'm gaming, I use the 980. When
Yeah.
I'm doing other stuff, I use the onboard. Like I don't need the 980 to surf Google.
Got you.
So she was about to reboot my whole system and cut us and shut us down.
Oh yeah, don't do that. That would be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he just joined. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
He's
Heath,
Steven.
how are you?
What's going on? And he
See ya,
says, and
Peach.
he said, oh yeah, and Peach is
Yo,
out.
what's poppin', Heath? What's
He
poppin'?
said, and in the next 2 to 3 years, will Microsoft and others do Series X only games? I don't know because that S is the baby, and I think that's a part of the noise that the devs out here the rumor, the buzz that you hear about the devs not. If I don't know, so I'm just gonna say that's the word that some devs are not happy about the fact that they're I guess that the X is out there being weaker. I know one time, Bob and Kenny, you can also clarify.
Mm-hmm.
I know at one point devs were talking about they were urging on these companies to try to get rid of the inferior systems because it was holding back
Uh
what they
huh.
wanted to do their business
Yeah,
and creativity
definitely,
for certain
definitely.
games.
I remember that. I remember that. They were.
Yes.
They were
Yeah.
upset about the how long it was taking them to come out with new next gen systems because
Yep.
they were being held back because they couldn't do things like ray tracing and all the things they wanted to do. That's a fact.
Right, and the hard drives not loading
That was
games
like
quick enough and
five
all that.
years ago.
Yeah. So why are we having this discussion now in 2020? And it's not a shot, y'all, at Xbox. It's just the times we're living in where it seems like these companies are doing the exact same whatever they want to do. And should they do whatever they want to do, y'all? Is the question. Should they do whatever they want? Like they don't care about what the developers are saying, or should they not care about what the consumers are saying and just do what their bottom line is, what their roadmap says, and all that? Because that's what seems like is happening. You know?
It's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting topic because the thing is all these years ago, and some of the companies like, oh, we're going to listen to the developers more. We're going to listen to this more. But now it's getting to a point to where, okay, you're not listening to developers. You're doing this, but it's almost as if they're banking on the cloud taking over everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, okay, they're banking on the cloud taking over everything, and so if the cloud takes over, technically you don't have to have these consoles. You don't have to have harder. You you don't have to have powerful systems
I hear
because the
that.
cloud is taking care of everything.
And that's why if I'm a developer, I'm excited about a Google Stadia and a GeForce Now and a Shadow and all this stuff because it's first of all, it's more convenient for the gamers and for them because they don't have to worry about certain costs like shipping and hardware manufacturing and having all these workers in these environments like COVID and stuff, right? So you eliminate all that stuff from the equation.
No,
You don't have to worry about
you wouldn't eliminate COVID because they would still be working in.
no. No, I'm talking about like you know what I'm saying. Like you eliminate by going like digital and cloud and stuff. You don't have to ship game cases anymore. You don't have to worry about printing those, the manuals and all that stuff. Like it's a whole lot of costs you're saving.
But then again, on that same note, if we're having a lot of costs that we're saving, okay?
Hmm.
Like right now, you could easily argue digital is cheaper for them to manufacture than physical, correct?
Yeah.
Why is it the same price?
That is the question of the day. Kenny, do you have an
So,
answer for it?
Then for what? Why is
What?
digital and physical the same cost?
hmm
Yeah, man.
Because they want the money.
bingo. So if everything, and that's the one thing, if everything goes digital, who's to say cost is going to get cut? I mean, we're saying it because it makes common sense to us that costs are going to get cut, but
Right.
we're right now not reaping the benefits of it. Very, very few games I know of when I was on my 3DS where I purchased the digital version of it because it was cheaper than the physical version. Very
Yeah.
few games on the Switch are like that now, where if you buy a digital version, and it's usually a third party game, like I could think of one off the top of my head was Stranded Isles. It was $10 cheaper digital than it was physical.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were
no,
done. Go
no.
ahead.
So I was saying, so yeah, it might be cheaper because you won't have to ship cases and stuff. But right now, how many developers actually pass that cost on to us when we buy it digital?
Good question. I was thinking along the lines of, Steam. Let's take Steam for example. They have all these Steam sales. People look forward to Steam sales and they rave about them when they're trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you hear a lot of noise when the sales are trash. But PC gaming has been coming under around. I remember when a lot of those games used to be $50. You know what I mean? 49.99.
And they used to
And
drop in price faster than console
fast,
games.
and that's what I'm saying. So I used to think that there was an advantage to the digital front storefronts and everything. Like hey, that's the move. Games with gold and all this stuff now, where you can just go in and buy the game digitally, download it, install whatever. But now I don't know because it doesn't seem like it's that same value. You know what I'm saying? Where you buying games digital, and that's what your point is. So
hmm
it's crazy.
I mean, like, and then and this is another thing I have to ask you. When everything goes digital, and Kenny, I want you to think about this also. When
Mm-hmm.
everything goes digital and there is no more physical medium, okay? Who's to say that they're going to continue to run sales? Right now, they run sales just so that they can make sure that they can try to get us to go digital and stuff like that. But after everything's digital, do you actually think they'll run sales anymore? Because they don't, technically, they don't need to.
I think they would because Steam has the most sales of anything, and PC games are virtually all digital. Like no, even though they still put out some physical copies, 98% of people are buying all their PC games digital. Like in
hmm
Steam and G2A, they have the biggest sales in video game history. We're talking about getting brand new games for $29. Games that you look at over here and they look at they're $59. They're $29 on the PC through some kind of sale.
hmm
As far as an all digital future, even though I went all digital with the Xbox and pretty much the PlayStation, not the Switch. I buy most of my games. I buy it's half and half on my Switch. Some games I want physical, some games I want digital. Either way, though, with all this digital and physical stuff going on, I can't imagine living in a world where I just would not have access to my media based on the internet or some bullshit. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
hmm
Digital copies really do fuck things up for you. They're great for the developer, but they're not good for the consumer Because when you
Right.
buy some shit digital, you don't really own it. You own the DRM, the digital rights management,
You
but that's
barely
not
own that.
owning the copy, and you barely own that. You own that based on the contract that you sign when you buy the game. The contract might say this will only be digital for you for 2 years. Who knows what those contracts say? We don't read them. We just buy the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So like yeah, like I've already been burned by the all digital world. There's been game franchises that I wanted to play, but licensing has taken them off the digital marketplaces like Double Dragon and Scott Pilgrim Save the World. Those are just two games to mention
Oh, and
that
that
you
game is
can't buy from
coming
the stores
back.
anymore.
That
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
game's
and the
coming
coming
Stadia
back.
back.
and
It's coming
Switch.
back, right? It is coming back, and that's
Yeah.
cool. But it already came out. When it came out, it was digital. Now, if you want to play it again, or if you want to buy it, you can't even buy the Xbox 360 version. You have to buy the new version. The digital only forces you to do things the way they want you to do. It forces you to say, okay, I'm gonna do it like this, and that's I just don't like that. I don't like that idea. You know? Yep.
I have that issue because I've been burned by digital also. And how I was burned was do you guys remember City of Heroes and
Oh
City of
yeah.
Yep.
Villains?
Definitely heard about it.
I played that game forever in a day. And I paid my like $15.99 a month paying on it, or $14.99 a month, however much it was. I played for years. Well,
Yeah.
then the game went free to play. Okay, you can still access your game, play your characters, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Now the servers are all shut down.
Gone.
All the money I put into it, all my beast characters I had, everything like that, all of it is gone.
Gone.
And that's the spooky part about digital.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the problem we have right now, where they're trying to tell us that hey, digital is the best thing ever. But when you look at the flip side of it, there's some issues that nobody else is seeing yet. But they won't see it until it happens, and then it'll be too late.
Yep.
I
No, that's so
like
true.
for my Switch, most of my games are physical. The only digital games I have on my Switch are games that do not come physical. Okay. Um, except for I have City Skylines, and the only reason I have that digital is because when I bought it digital, they did not tell us it was going to come out physical a year later.
See, that's one of the things I like about Stadia because Phil Harrison got right up there and said to millions and billions of people that even if they like your games will always be there that you pay for. They will always be there. Now that's what he said out of his mouth, and class action lawsuits happen all the time now. So he said it is on camera. Now
Mm-hmm.
I get what, and Kenny is right about those the part that we don't read the and terms of agreement and all that stuff. We just don't. We scroll right down, get right to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We click those two boxes and start playing.
Yep.
But for Phil, I think that means it has some weight to it for him to get up there and say, like, you know, if you purchase games, they are always there. You know what I'm saying? They will always
Mm-hmm.
be there. He reminded us of that.
They will always be there until some crazy ass catastrophe happens. I don't know, like Corona or some bullshit, and you don't have them no more. Here's the crazy shit. Let me just keep it real with you, bro. Let's say let's use the most crazy scenario ever. Let's say a zombie apocalypse comes and fucking wipes out the government, wipes out my city, and in my house I just have my Xbox and this and this. I still own all the games I bought. I can still take those games into my little cave or my little hut, wherever I'm living. If I can get electricity, I can play those games wherever I am. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in the zombie apocalypse. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but God forbid we have an earthquake, tornado, hurricane, zombie apocalypse. If I own those games physically, I will always have access to them as long as I have an Xbox. That's a fact. The
Yeah,
dish
what else was also a fact that you won't have power to play them in most cases if something like that were to
That's
happen. So
not
you're
a
gonna be
fact.
out of
They
luck
have they have
anyway.
portable generators. They have solar power. Like you're thinking like we're living in the 50s because you're old. The fact of the matter is, there's multiple ways to gain auxiliary power today. It's not 1959. It's 2020. So they have generators, Projo. My whole
Yo,
point is,
I don't
my
know
whole,
any damn thing about the 50s, man. Cut that out, man. Get
gotcha.
the hell out of here,
My
man.
whole point is, my whole point is,
Wait a minute,
is
wait a
go.
minute, wait a minute, Kenny. This is kind of a touchy subject because we had once came up talking about if the power goes out, you won't be able to play your stuff. But me and the
Mm-hmm.
guest that we had on the TV at the time was saying, well, only thing
Rome
we
Rush
got
was
to
here. He was in the chat. Rome Rush.
yes, he was saying, and we were saying that the only thing we got to do is pull our switch out the dock, and we can continue playing for at least a couple
That's true.
hours until.
Exactly. Switch players will be able to play. But like I said, I'm assuming I'm kind of a smart dude. I like to fashion myself as a smart dude. So I'm kind of figuring that I, in the zombie apocalypse, would have some way to get power, whether it be through solar or through fucking citric acid. I don't know. I'm gonna find a way to get the power started in my shit. You guys not having power, that's fine. Me personally, I'm gonna get the power going. You know what I'm saying? Either way, my whole point is this. If everything went bad and I had all my games in my system, I could still play. If everything is all digital and everything goes bad, I'm fucked. If tomorrow we get the zombie apocalypse tomorrow, I'm fucked. I gotta leave my Xbox behind. Because all my shit's digital. And without Xbox Live, I can't even use that shit.
But then there's also another flip side you gotta think about also, Kenny. A lot of these games, except for on Switch, well, some of the games on the Switch, not all of them, some of them. But with the way PlayStation and Xbox both are now, even if you have the physical disc, you still gotta download at least half the game.
I forgot about that. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And
That's
that's
why
what I
the
was thinking, and
digital.
that's where I was about to go with it. I
I
was waiting to
mean,
talk. I was
and
waiting my turn.
but with the Switch, like I said, a lot of the early games and a lot of the bigger games, yeah, you have to download them, like half of it. But
You know
some
what?
of them are just straight, like Witcher 3 is all on a cart, which I'm still kind of
Okay,
surprised
so that, I
about.
forgot. That's true, but that's also not accurate because you can download things from a disc without the internet. You see what I'm saying? So as long as I have the disc, I can still put that disc in the Xbox and it will download that disc to the hard drive. That's what's happening. It requires an internet connection to connect the servers, but if the internet connection is not there, you can still take that game and download it.
Either
That was
way,
one
you
of
don't
the-
have the raggedy version of the game because now they build these games to be enhanced and all that stuff
Well, whatever.
through
At least I'm gonna
online
have
updates and
something.
patches.
Look, dude, the
Yeah, you're
fact
right.
of
You're
the
gonna have
matter
something.
is, when the zombie apocalypse comes, you won't be able to play your stadium.
There you
anymore.
go. That's what Fatal Charade is saying right here. During the zombie apocalypse, I think you got bigger issues than video games.
See, and
Ain't
that's
that
what,
the
and that's what people say, right? But what people
Yeah.
don't talk about is all the in between time. So yeah, in the zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna have bigger things to worry about than fucking video games. That's true. But what about when I've escaped all the zombies and the crazy ass humans that want to kill me to eat me or whatever they want to do, and I'm just sitting at my fucking little hovel, my little hut. You know, the time would probably pass by a lot quicker if I had a couple of video games to play. Or I had to just look at the wall and look at nothing. I'm just saying, dude, every time you watch The Walking Dead or one of those TV shows, someone's gone batshit crazy from the apocalypse. I bet you if that same person had access to some of their normal comforts at home, like video games, they wouldn't be half as crazy.
Man, I done already stated I'm taking my knitting and yarn with me because I got a life habit there. I can make me a sweater and use the knitting sticks to fight off zombies.
There you go.
I
I
feel
like
that.
it. And on your
Man.
downtime, I bet you'll be all over your Switch.
If I was able to grab it, yep. If I have power.
Right. That's a
What
good
am I
point.
looking for here? Oh, I'm looking for ore. Okay. And see, in this game, you also have to gather materials and stuff to make
Okay.
potions and things.
Okay. Now, see, I'm gonna tell you something. All right. Yeah, I was about to say, can you sprint? All right. I see you sprinting right now on the part that I'm watching. Okay. Now, I'm so picky, and I don't know what made me that way. I don't know.
I don't know because
But
it's
Kenny,
funny. Kenny,
but
it's kind
Kenny
of
knows me when it comes to certain animations on certain games. I play Fishing Planet, yes, I do. I played Homefront: The Revolution. I haven't. I really didn't get that far in it because the frame rate was terrible. But certain games, the way they animate, like DayZ, and this is not now, Kenny. You know, this is not to start any trash. But certain games now, if they feel outdated and look out with the animations, y'all, it's hard for me to get into them. Now that doesn't make it a bad game. I'm just watching her. I'm watching her run, and I'm like, wow, third person. I don't know, man. Let's move forward. And that's the type of gamer I am. I don't think there's anything.
but like I said, with you, with this game, you got to remember this game started as a 3DS game,
Yep.
and instead of making a new Monster
Yeah.
Hunter, Capcom just decided to port this over because they were so worried about using getting Monster Hunter World out.
Yeah, she's not
Yeah.
lying, Parker. When you look at this game,
Yeah.
you have to judge it on that merit. This is a 3DS game. You're
Yeah.
watching
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
a handheld game right now. So yeah, it doesn't look the best. It looks like a handheld game because it is a handheld game.
Right.
People
That's
that
what I'm saying.
Monster Hunter wanted it so much it didn't matter. I mean, remember the Switch is a handheld. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sure the developers, I mean, it looks like they worked very hard on the game. I'm not saying that it didn't. It's a game that should sell millions of copies, but it's a game that I will skip, just like I skipped Monster Hunter World on the Xbox because, and that game was great, but at the same time, it was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm
But
just
see,
picky.
that's the one
And I don't know what
thing.
made me that way. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not even that. But you gotta think about it. Some games, some people are not interested in. Like for you, I kind of get the idea that the micromanagement of this game is too fiddly for you. Like collecting herbs, collecting ore, getting animal parts to make new armor. You just want to have your armor done, go in there, beat up on the baddie, and you want to bounce.
Yeah, but see what I do see is look at the frame rate. It's locked, it's solid. You know what I'm saying? You can tell how deep the world is vast for the game that it is, based on the hardware that it was made on and everything. Man, I'm looking at all that, and those are the things that I do like. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, Bunny. I need help. I need help.
No, it's just that that's how. And see, that's what's so funny because while I was sitting here listening to the two of you talk,
Yeah.
Kenny is actually a person that's in between both you and I.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny, the reason I'm saying that is because, you know, he is the self-proclaimed graphics junkie. And me, I play whatever is fun. But you love having those creamy graphics like the next gen consoles.
That frame rate has to be nice,
But-
man. It has to really be nice.
You play whatever looks fun to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it's the frame rate issues not that great, you weigh the frame rate versus if it looks interesting to you. Now some games,
A shitty frame rate all day. Dark Souls 1 has one of the shittiest frame rates of all time. Favorite game ever.
that's what I'm saying. So like you pick what's fun for you, but yeah, you would like to have those nice optional graphics if you could.
Mm-hmm.
But like Storm, he's gonna automatically, oh no, I'm not gonna play that game. I don't like that frame rate, that this, that, and the other.
Right. 'Cause
Whether or
I
not
can
it's
see all
fun.
that. Yeah, 'cause
Whether
I
or
can
not
see all
it's
that.
fun or not. Okay.
Yeah, because I can see all the jankiness and all that stuff, and it does something to me. I literally, if a game has horrible like GTA 5, I remember it coming to Xbox base model Xbox, right, the Xbox One. When I turned the camera, everything got blurry in the background, and I could not play it. Those are my eyes. Some people can't see that. They can't see 60 FPS. They can't tell the difference, but I can. And I think what I need to do is go next gen for real, and PC and cloud or whatever, and not compromise and not go down to 30 frames per second ever again. I think that's what I need.
And see, but here's the difference. I mean, here it's not the difference, but here's the reason. That's because that's what's fun for you. You love looking at that. It's fun for you to pick out all that. That's part of your enjoyment of the game. Think about it.
Hey, it should be part of all of our enjoyments of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you even played a game before that looked like a slideshow. I remember you talking about it, and
Oh
that
God,
wasn't a great experience.
it was worse than a slideshow,
See
honey.
what I'm saying? And you couldn't play that, right? It was almost
Yep.
unplayable.
Yep, but see, the thing is the stuff that's playable for me is, in your eyes, unplayable for you. I mean, you will probably hate to see the game that I called unplayable.
Yes,
Yeah, he
yes,
couldn't. If
I
I
couldn't
call
do
a
it.
game unplayable, Projo ain't no point even saying that nothing about that game to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
impossible
think
to
you know what
grasp.
though, Kenny. I think it's from years of playing PC games, even back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, back with the original
I don't know.
Unreal
For
tournaments and
me,
all that
I
stuff.
just want the good game, man. I don't care about the frame rate. I don't care about any of that. Is if the game is good, I want to be on it. I don't care if it looks like shit. It could be have terrible ass graphics. I'll go back right now and play a game like Deadly Premonition because I know how much of a epic tale that game is, bro. I'm the same way when it comes to certain movies. Like I watch movies that don't have the best special effects. Of course, I like the ones that have the best special effects, like The Matrix and that kind of shit. But I'll also watch some little bullshit sci-fi fucking after school special.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and see, and that goes back to a topic we already talked about. That's your gamer style.
Yeah.
And
Right, and
Kenny's
that's why we
gamers,
have Ying Niche. That's why the podcast exists right there. You know what I
and
mean?
and that's the thing, like, and that's what like Kenny's gamer style is a mixture between the both of our gaming styles. Yeah, he likes all that power, but if it doesn't have all that power and it looks fun, it's perfectly okay.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I could take a game that doesn't look beautiful if it has solid frames. Like if it's at 60 locked and 120 or something like that, because that will be an enjoyable experience. If the animations, everything are there and it's fluid and the game feels really good to play, I can jump on that. Like Panzer Dragoon remake came to Stadia. The game runs like a dream. So what I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy playing the game. It looked old. It just looked like a remastered old game. But it was, you know what I'm saying. So it's not like I'm Xing out all older titles. But yeah,
No,
yeah, you're right. It
you.
comes down to what you prefer.
Yep. So that's what it is, and that's kind of very interesting to think about. Your one of your best buds is it's okay for stuff for him, whereas you, and that brings up, y'all two must have the most interesting of topic conversations for talking.
You don't understand. This is what we've been doing for how many? 15 years. 15 years. I mean, we
That's
get
all we
heated.
usually
Yo,
do. We talk
you
about
talk about
games
the
like this
console wars,
all
funny.
day.
You don't want to be there because you'll be like, y'all done lost your damn mind, like yelling at, screaming at the microphone, at the TV, and everything. That's us sometimes, and we still do it when we're passionate about what we're talking about. Fatal Charade said, to be fair, do people really want to pay $400 or $500 just to play pixel art stuff? Bunny, what do you think? Because I know you know what my answer is, Fatal Charade, and Bunny does.
I mean, the thing is it all depends on what that person wants to play. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got people who go out here, the same people who buy Madden and everything every year. They don't care about that. They just want to play the same games. Hello, Alakazam. Welcome to the chat.
Alakazam.
And
First,
yes,
even when he ain't
Johan,
first.
so we were really talking about the zombie apocalypse.
Yes, we were. Video game.
This show took a left turn.
Yeah, we had
Video
to get in
game.
them zombie apocalypse real quick. So, Cordial, to answer that question about playing pixel games, I told you a couple months ago to play a little game on a PC called Disco Elysium, and you looked at it and you're like, "This is some bullshit." Like
Uh,
you
I think you almost right, but not completely though. You know what I'm saying? I
see, my
looked at it
thing
like,
is,
why do people like this?
because I think you're stuck. Like, I think that you got stuck in the age in like the early 2000s or mid 90s where everything was about how something looked. and you just kind of got stuck there. You know what I'm saying? It had to look a certain way for you to like. You lost out on what it was to play a game for gameplay, and all you were focused on was looks. And that's why you look at that game like, what's good about this? Like when you look at that game, all you look for is the graphics. That's why you would even say something like that. That's why you'd be like, well, what about this? Why is this good? Games are not good because of their graphics, bro. Graphics in the game does not make a game good. What makes a game good is the gameplay. Gameplay is everything when playing video games, and that's not my opinion. That's a fact. If it's not, you go find all the shitty ass games that look hella good that play like shit and see who's playing them. You know, you're not gonna find anybody playing that shit, but you'll find millions of people playing Minecraft. You know what I'm saying?
And Minecraft is a game I don't understand. Now, Dragon Quest Builders, I absolutely love Dragon Quest Builders. I ain't even gonna front on that. That might be the game for next week is Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah, I like Dragon Quest Builders as well. Uh,
But yeah,
the
we're
thing about
about to wrap
Minecraft,
soon. Oh, go ahead.
Minecraft is not a building game. Minecraft is a survival game where you can build. And that's why people don't understand because they get into it, be like, I don't want to play Legos. But Minecraft isn't about that. Minecraft is actually about building a base for you to survive the night. Because at nighttime, enemies come out. You know, but people play creative mode, so that's what people see.
Yeah,
Minecraft ain't for everybody.
but I got into a game. I got into Creator. I got into
It's not
Astroneer.
like Minecraft at all. It's not even similar.
But I get what I'm saying is these games are not the most graphically and
No, I'm saying
like
is Credit
inclined games. They're not
and
powerhouse
Astroneer
visual.
take the building aspect, or Credit takes the building aspect, the Minecraft creative side. Credit is not a survival game. Minecraft is a survival game. That the core of Minecraft is survival. Creator mode came out later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always an interesting conversation. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. And I know you said we had to wrap up, so wrap it up, buddy.
Yes.
No, yeah, go ahead, Bunny.
Nah, because we're getting down to the end here.
Oh yeah.
And we're at that 2 hour mark. Thank everybody for coming
Oh my God,
out.
we went for 2 hours of pure
Yeah.
talking about video
Oh yeah,
games?
that's what we do.
Yes,
Jeez,
that's what
God.
we do. I mean, no,
Wow,
and
like that. That felt like no time went by. I mean, it
That's
felt like
because we're having
time.
fun.
It felt good.
Because
so
we're having fun. That's what we try to bring.
so here let me pause the game here real quick. So I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Alakazam, Fatal Sharad. We have Peach who was in here earlier. Hyperfane Gaming that was in earlier. Heath Stevens, thank you for showing up. Johanzo, Phantom Kraken, thank you for coming in. Pug, thanks for showing up, Pug. I think this is the first time you came. Uh, Thanks for showing up. Make sure you come back. We are here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Snow Bunny Gaming for Ying Meets
Say
Yang Gaming.
Raphael.
Raphael, he had to go back to work, I think it was. But thanks to
Okay.
Raphael coming out here to rock with us while he was on his break. So
That's what's up.
every Sunday, Kenny, thank you for showing up. I hope you enjoyed our humble little podcast here.
That was fun.
Okay. Thank you for coming. I'm here every Sunday. We're both me and Storm are here every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also check us out on the PNTS network. Storm has a page there. I have a page there. There's other creators there. If you want to hear some great gaming content, remember that is pntsnetwork.com. Storm, Kenny, do you have any closing remarks for everybody that showed up today?
All right, everybody, just thanks for watching. Keep it gaming, keep it gangster, keep it real, keep it fresh. All that good stuff. Keep it smelling good, you know?
All right. And Storm. Oh, Kenny, throw out your channel. I put a link down in the description for Kenny.
Watch Kenny Die. That's Watch Kenny Die on YouTube, y'all. Watch Kenny Die. I got the most hardcore content coming at people daily. That's hardcore gaming content daily. Thanks for watching, y'all.
And Storm, throw out some links and things for yourself there.
Well, yesterday at noon, me and MM2K kicked off. Well, you know, we always had. Now we are into the SML podcast. That's the Storm and Most Live podcast every Saturday at 12, where we talk about every damn thing under the sun when it comes to gaming. But it's mainly a Stadia geared platform. So if you want to learn more about Stadia, if you had those questions and you want to know what the hell are people talking about Stadia for, stop through. Also, you can find us on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time over at the SSC Podcast on Stadia Dosage channel, who's also MM2K. Um, and of course, I on Wednesdays you can find us on Scram Punks. All right, Bunny, do you want to hit it with the time?
Scram Punks Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Dirk Griggity's channel.
Word up.
All of
So
us that we mentioned are on the PNTS network. So also check out pntsnetwork.com to check out show times. And on that page, we also have the show times listed in other time zones. I can't remember what the other time zones are off the top of my head. I'm sorry about
it's
that.
all good. Neither can I.
All right. So,
But
yeah,
I
check us out
appreciate
there.
y'all.
All
Yeah.
right, everyone. Have a great evening. We will see you guys next Sunday. Also, be on the lookout on Twitter, following me at SnowBunny426. I have a couple other shows that I'm going to be working on, trying to get out, going live soon. Uh, Forgot to post the link. Oh, you're usually at work, Pug. And don't forget, check out, yes, Fatal Sherrod in chat. Go subscribe to his channel. He does Crumbside Championship Wrestling, where he puts all of us gamers into a fake wrestling ring and we battle it out. Thanks,
Yeah, I did check
everybody,
it
for
out.
coming
It
out.
looked dope. I did check it out.
Thanks, everyone, for coming out. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.